Hi everyone, I am Chrissi Kelly and I am here for the second day of Smell Training Online. So I'm live with you this afternoon. I've just come in from outside where it's been pouring rain, so I'm a little bit wet. Hope you don't mind. And maybe a good time to mention that, you don't have to smell train first thing in the morning and last at night. You've got to do it when the opportunity presents itself. So I'm glad to see you today. I know smell training can be hard, and sticking with it for a prolonged period is absolutely key to your recovery. So I do want to encourage you to do it every day. So you'll be finding these smell training online events in your Instagram feed every day now for a month and maybe a bit more if it proves popular and people find it helpful. For those of you who are taking part in the University of Stockholm's study on using their smell training app, please go to smelltrainingapp.com. And if you've missed that web address, you'll find it in a link on our bio, and it might even make its way to the description below. So that is a very interesting study looking at the way people use smell training, how long they do it for, if they stick with it, and so on. So it's less about the overall outcomes, but more about how are people using smell training themselves. And by participating in their study, it's a great way for you to help yourself because it will encourage you to come back every day. But it's also helping other people like you who will be coming along in the future. So I think well worth joining that study. Smelltrainingapp.com. You can open it up after we finish this session. So you may know the basics of smell training already, but if not, I'm going to do them with you right now. What I've got here are my 4 jars. If you've heard me talk about smell training before, you'll know that I think that jars are the best way of doing smell training because they give you kind of the most potent smell experience. You've got all that headspace in the jar, and it's nice and strong with the smell. So let's start off. Unscrew the cap, bring the jar to your nose, and you want to take little tiny sniffs. And I hope you're doing it with me. Go on. I'm taking little tiny sniffs that just bring the air in enough to get to the spot where the smelling happens. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about any memories that I can conjure up of this. And what I've got eucalyptus here. I know a lot of you are not going to have full access to smell, so you may not have much of a sense of smell at all. It doesn't matter as long as you concentrate while you're doing it. It's very important for everyone to realize that it's not the thing that you're smelling, but what you're doing with your brain while you're trying to smell it. So do concentrate and try and conjure up any memories that you might have of a given smell. Great, that's the first one done. I'm going to take some nice deep breaths now before we go on to the next one. And we've got clove here. When my parosmia was bad, I always found clove was the most distorted, but I realize it's a little bit different for everyone. It might not look like I'm breathing at all, but I'm just taking those little tiny sniffs. And really important to put the lid on tightly. We want to keep those oils fresh. Now moving on to lemon. I see there are lots of people waving, so waving back. Good. And finally, rose. I know it's a bit boring watching somebody smell something, but stick with it. And that is enough for right now. I do hope you'll do it later on in the day again. If you would like to make your own kit, you can find instructions on the Absent website. Again, all these links are in the bio. If you would like to support us in what we do, you will also find a link to our shop where you can buy a kit like the one that you've just seen. I think that's enough for today. Thank you very much for being here with me. I know that the hardest bit is turning up, so I'm glad to have seen you here, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So that's it from me for now, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.